From Portland to Ashland, Coos Bay to Baker City, and everywhere in between, a dedicated group of Oregonians works every day protecting our environment and our people, supporting Oregon families, growing our economy, and connecting our communities. Collectively, we make up Oregon state government. And while our individual efforts may differ, the goal remains the same, making this place we call home better for current and future generations.
I'm passionate about public service. I was raised on a wheat ranch in Pendleton, and at a young age, my parents got involved in politics. They'd go to work during the day, and in the evening, they'd go to meetings, they'd take phone calls, and respond to customer concerns and complaints. One day I said, "Why do you do this?" And they said, "If good people don't get involved in government, then who will?" That stuck with me to this day.
And a lot of times people need a test because they're moving animals between states or like to a different area.
Reaffirm that transportation pretty much touches each and every Oregonian.
And then...
And they just put like urine evidence or something like that?
Most people just put, you know, evidence like temp locker.
So what do we mean when we say good people? I believe it's a state workforce that's committed to a core set of values. Managers with the skill and desire to turn those values into positive outcomes for our fellow Oregonians. Stay with us. Let's learn about what it truly means to be a manager in Oregon state government, or as I like to say, an ambassador for public service. Here are our core values.
Being a true ambassador of public service starts with aligning our core enterprise values. Values define our expectations, how we show up in our actions, and what drives our workforce and leadership reputation. We've identified 4 values.
One of the biggest things that we do to add transparency to my team or integrity to our team is that they know that it's an open door policy, and anytime they need me, anytime they need my ear, it's incumbent upon me to give them my full attention and to be open to listen what they have to say. And even if it's negative towards me, just be open and be receptive to what they have to say.
For me, accountability means that I know who I work for, and that's the taxpayers of the state of Oregon. My son just graduated from University of Oregon. He's going to be entering professional life here shortly and will become a taxpayer. I think about these things: young college grads, young families on a fixed income, perhaps an older couple in Burns, struggling to make ends meet. All of them, all of their tax dollars go into building these facilities. I'm accountable to them, every one of them, for the quality and for the long-term investment for the state of Oregon.
To me, excellence is just as much about the process as it is about the outcome. It's really important to get both employee and stakeholder feedback into whatever process we're going through in order to get the best possible outcome, so that we end up at a place where we have buy-in from whoever the stakeholders are that are affected by the agency's decision.
Equity means providing opportunities to those communities that are underserved, whether it be race, creed, color, religion, disabilities. My goal was to get kids out that had never been to the parks. These are treasures that people come from around the world to visit, and these kids live 15 miles and have never been. And I often think you don't know what you don't know. And so this is an opportunity for them to get out and visit their Oregon state parks, because I quite often ask the question, whose parks are these? And they respond with the state, the people, and eventually they understand these are their state parks.
So remember, we're focusing on the developmental approach, right, to youth reformation.
I think it's awesome.
And good job. Maybe move that over there.
Yeah, that's true.
And just make us better at the jobs that we do, because we understand.
So how do we as managers show up daily in support of our values? Through competencies, the knowledge, skills, abilities, and behaviors to successfully perform our work. In support of our enterprise values, we've identified 6 competencies.
Stewardship, to me, is an ethic that truly embodies a responsible approach to planning, prioritization, management, and allocation of resource. I think it's incumbent upon us as public service to understand the importance of stewardship. I think it is the highest priority that we're charged with. At its core, true stewardship, I think, reminds us that we serve something greater than ourselves.
We're accountable to the public, and the public demands that we be innovative. I mean, they have innovation in their homes, they have innovation in transit, they have innovation everywhere they go. When I come to work every day, when I think of innovation, I think about serving the public and trying to find ways to be innovative with the people, either through our thinking, our culture, through our processes, how we do things, and ultimately with the technology is how I think about us being innovative to the public.
So intentional engagement, how I bring that to work is when I have maybe a meeting or a group or something I'm supposed to form, I purposely seek out from my staff the strengths that are necessary for that to succeed, who is shining in that area, but then also look for areas where the staff might have an opportunity to grow and bring them to the table as well. Anytime you bring multiple perspectives to a decision-making process, you're going to have well-rounded results. You may not be looking at it from all the angles that you should be looking at it from. If you get a bunch of people in a room that agree on the same thing all the time, then you're not going to maybe see it from a different angle that somebody else would be able to share to help strengthen that result.
Well, in my mind, communication is more than us pushing information out. It really is engaging with our customers to find out how they want to interact with our agency, how we can provide them the tools and the information to be successful interacting with us. So in other words, it's not a one-way street. It's really a two-way conversation to engage our customers in working with us. It's our charge to communicate openly, honestly with all of our customers, with the media, with Oregonians, anybody who has an interest in what we do, and also to proactively share the good work that the state of Oregon is doing with our constituency, with the public, with our voters. That's just very important. So everything we do is public information, and we want to make sure that people understand that what we do is important for Oregon.
I think that I bring mentoring and developing into our work unit by really focusing on each individual employee and getting to know each one of them and what makes them tick and what their passions are. And in that way, it really helps me to hone in on what's going to best fit their career path in order to train and develop according to what they want. I think the most important thing about succession management is knowing that your employees are going to leave, and just planning from that from the very beginning, and just assume that your whole goal is to move those people up through the ranks. You need to train the people that are going to replace yourself. You need to train the people that are going to replace the people above you, or to go on to different jobs and just be great in whatever they choose to do. And if you come at it with that kind of passion and philosophy, you're going to get the best work out of them, and they're going to be able to return the favor to someone who's working for them someday in the future.
Business acumen for managers is really the idea that they understand how the processes work to get the programs done. And so it's things like understanding how to use personnel resources, or how to go to IT and understand what they need in order to support the programs. Or from a procurement perspective, how you can go to those folks and talk about, I need this, we don't have this in our organization, what kind of process will it take me to get there? So those are an idea of why business acumen on the back end is really important, because you as a program manager need to get out there and be able to do the work that you need to do to serve Oregonians.
We're fortunate to have so many of our current managers committed to our core values and competencies. You've just heard from several of them. But our work is never done. We must continue to build on our successes and learn from our missteps. And most importantly, stay true to our commitment to public service. We need your help to fulfill our fundamental mission. We must build on the legacy of those who came before us and leave Oregon a better place for those yet to come. Let's get to work.